All right. So, keeping with the current situation going on with that CEO, the healthcare one. This is recorded December of 2024, December 13th. So, Luigi's been caught. He's gonna be on trial. I've been trying to think of my next book review, right? And I thought, Animal Farm on my Kobo might be a great fit. Kind of timely, kind of fitting with the modern trends, what's going on in the world. And then I realized I'm broke. I spent all my money on Christmas stuff, really, and then the little bit that I have, I'm saving for something else. And I'm like, well, public domain's a thing. It's an old book. And in Canada, it turns out basically everything George Orwell wrote is in the public domain. That's not a thing in America. It's just not. In America, you guys have, had a longer time to wait. So, Canada recently, actually, we started conforming to it. So instead of 50 years, the author's lifespan plus 50 years, we have now, like America, the author's lifespan in 70 years for copyright for written works. This seems wrong. Uh, we've been kind of forced to conform to the American way for that specific legal sector. This is growing. This is part of why Trump's most recent comments about Canada becoming a state are really harmful. It's encouraging our laws to change. That being said, let me show you, especially you Americans, how to find certain books for free, such as George Orwell's Animal Farm, depending on your location. So, if you are in Canada, go Project Gutenberg Canada. I misspelled that, but whatever. So, as you can probably see, I'm just checking on my camera. Yeah, you can see. All right, Project Gutenberg Canada. This, we don't worry about that. It's his personal blog or whatever. Once this page loads, I'll be able to scroll properly. Okay. Gotta love the recording completely stalemating my laptop. Let's see. Not responding. Well, bloody well respond. Okay. So, we don't care about that. But look, he's breaking a copyright extension. Trump's doing that. We don't really care. I care, but I'm not going to impose my political beliefs. I do think that they should stop changing our copyright laws. I think it's wrong. I think we should, as a country, get to pick our own copyright laws. But if you're an American, you can access this website too, especially if you use a VPN. And you can get things that are currently in the Canadian public domain that may not be in the the American public domain. It's not exactly the most legal thing in the world, so I don't recommend doing it if you're outside of Canada. I will show you resources for Americans and worldwide, but specifically if you're in Canada, this will give you a wider catalog of public domain texts. It's actually the worst one to navigate. If I'm being completely honest, I like it the least out of all of them. I showed Project Gutenberg Canada. We should be good on that front. Now let's go to my personal favorite resource, Internet Archive. The greatest available online resource. So you see, Internet Archive is an American nonprofit organization founded in 1996 by Brewster Kahle. Runs a digital library website, free access to a bunch of digital media. For our purposes, we're going to be covering ebooks, right? Because I'm a book reviewer. But I have used this for movies, mostly black and white, like noir films and stuff. But you can find a lot on here, and it's kind of great. Not all of it's necessarily supposed to be legally on here, but they are hosting it, and it is supposed to be legal if it is on here. So, whoa! So look, Internet Archive, books, free text. You get to once this loads. I cannot chip in. I am broke. We have a full Internet Archive books, and then a bunch of available ebooks. I typically just search for like an author or something I'm looking for. Filters, different types of filters here. Once it loads. Weekly views. I think you should go all-time views, if I'm being honest. And then you'll get to the most popular books. I have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Yeah, let's open that. Let's see if this is still recording. Sick, it is. So you can't borrow it right now because it's being read. Certain ones, there's unlimited copies and downloads, but a lot of this is also libraries making it available to check out. There's other ways to get it downloaded if you can't. But this is the most reliable one I found for like general purposes. So you can download EPUBs, you can get different book sites, but then you can also get video. Sometimes you can get music. I don't recommend getting music off of this. A lot of it's really bad. But here, let's go all video. I use this for, see, like, you can get classic films on here. My favorite, did I skip the noir one? Oh, let's start at the top. Film collections, feature films. There's black and white horror as a collection, which is a great one to go to. Sci-fi and horror. It's not actually all black and white. Great resource. I'm a horror fan. Film noir. Great resource. If you are wanting free media, I recommend Internet Archive 9 times out of 10. I am so sorry. My keyboard is making that horrible glare. I can't exactly change it. Maybe I could crop that, but I'm not going to. If the blue bugs you that much, don't look at the screen. Anyway, what was I? Oh yeah, then there's the standard Project Gutenberg. So Project Gutenberg, this one is the broad one. It mostly relies on American stuff and what's available in America. So it's a little less free than the Canadian one, as in like a little bit less freedom of access for a bunch of stuff, but it's a better website, I'd say, for like navigating and everything. It just conforms to a different copyright, so there's slightly less things. Look, it focuses on US copyright, right? Like I was saying, so there's less here, but it's easier to go through. So if you're looking for something that's specifically available in Canada, Project Gutenberg Canada. If you're looking for something that's like usually US and elsewhere, the broad Project Gutenberg, just because there's so much here and it's so readily accessible. The worst part about this website is when you download it, like when you download an ebook, which is legal. It's legal. We're not committing piracy. If you download an ebook off of it, doesn't always have the right name in your file system on your computer, but you just click on it, properties, rename it, right? And then you're good to go. So I trust people can figure that out, right? But this is truly what I recommend. Let's find something a little bit more in that gray area. So if I go Ocean of EPUB, or I think it's Ocean of PDF. There is an Ocean of EPUB, but there's Ocean of PDF. I don't want to resume browsing. I want to use my private browser still, so I don't show off my email on accident. Ocean of PDF. There we are. So this site, I don't know the actual legality of it. I assume it is fine. I think it's public domain. If it's not, then don't use it. Do your own research. Use Project Gutenberg first, because that's like guaranteed legal. Internet Archive second, because that's usually protected and it's considered public resource. This third, right? Because I don't actually know for certain. Let's click on the mission. I believe that knowledge and information should be free and accessible to everyone around the globe. There are many developing countries where you cannot easily buy your favorite books. They are literally out of reach for many people. Secondly, Amazon doesn't deliver to many countries, and not everyone has the financial means to buy stuff from the internet. I should believe that it should be easy to download your desired PDF or EPUB ebook. There should be no sign-up required, no membership registration needed, no annoying ads or pop-ups. You should get what you want, nice and easy. That's why we built this site. If you believe what we believe, please support. So, a lot of libraries are out of reach. Yes, that is very true. So, let's see. Yeah, support authors whenever you can. That's just guaranteed. A lot of authors nowadays have, like, Patreon, or you can buy things, from them directly. Do so. But specifically if it is not accessible for you, when it should be, use it, right? Animal Farm, I am a Canadian citizen. Legally, I have access to it for free. I can't, just redistribute. Well, actually, I could if it's public domain. But I can't just, willy-nilly go and do illegal things with it. And I can't distribute it necessarily to other countries. But in Canada, Animal Farm by George Orwell is completely available. And it's also a pretty timely read, from what I've heard about it. I'm still reading it. It's the next book review. But books, especially ones that have that type, a message to them, or are historically important, or are past their copyright in at least one location, should be available, right? So the importance of accessible media, it's growing more and more, especially with the inaccuracy of mainstream media and the freedom of speech laws that are still trying to be protected. And then throw in just YouTube or social media. In America, I hear they're trying to get rid of TikTok again. Making sure that publicly accessible media is there, and making sure people can readily access important information or information they're legally allowed to. Pretty huge, I definitely just recommend using it. But once you get these EPUB files specifically, we can talk about video files later on in the video. Once you get them, what do? Depends on the device you have. If you have an Android phone, 9 times out of 10 you can just shoot those files over. iPhones, it's a little more tricky. I'm not really sure how to cover it. My best recommendations are an Android tablet or an e-reader for ebooks, right? For digital books and PDFs. Broadly speaking, I'd say an Android tablet's going to have the most versatility for all of the files. Get the MP4 for movies and stuff from Internet Archive. Chuck it in a micro SD card. Pop that into the tablet, and then you can just watch the movies on the tablet. I think for publicly accessible media, getting a cheap Android tablet basically unlocks the entire world. To explain, YouTube, social media apps that support Android, e-reading. You can get apps for basically every major distributor. My cheap little Amazon Fire tablet that I got from years ago now. I say cheap because it's older now. Back then it was mid-tier. I think it's an HD8. Uses mini or micro USB. It was a Christmas gift for traveling from my parents. It's still great. I can chuck a micro SD card in there and watch all the movies I want. I do that, right? It's portable. You can use PDF files, e-reader files. On iPhone, on my iPhone, I have the Kobo app because I have a Kobo e-reader, so I can sync up my my library on this e-reader and on my iPhone, and just have them. It's just right there. So pair either of those really with YouTube, with these websites. You can access all of those websites on your phone. I'm serious, I've done it. And have access to the basically the most resources available to the human race ever. Library of Alexandria, nothing on Project Gutenberg and Internet Archive. You have that and YouTube, and you have access to a large majority of content that the human race has made that should be available, especially when it is political commentary. we're getting less and less educated as a society. Hopefully this helps you. Stay informed, make your own decisions. Maybe read the books, just get a feel for it. This should help. And for my last thing, genuinely I really wish that they'd stop changing our laws in Canada to conform to America. Because soon I'm going to have less free books. A good example, Lord of the Rings trilogy was going to be public domain in Canada fairly recently. Because of the law change that they made, we have to wait like an extra 20 years now. I think I'm going to be 39 when they become legal. I'm almost 20, right? I'm not almost 20. I've got like 10 months until I'm 20 now, actually. But I'm going to be 39 when the Lord of the Rings trilogy becomes public domain at the earliest. I would have been in my 20s. I would have been able to just read those books. I own them all paperback. I thrifted them, fortunately. But if I hadn't, and I wanted to read one of the greatest stories of all time, and I had no money, or it wasn't accessible in my area, because that's the thing. If you have money, it doesn't mean you can just grab it off of a shelf somewhere and pay for it. It's not always there. Classic video games are a popular example of this. It's neither here nor there. So use these resources, access things that you should be able to for free or for a price. If you can't find it, whatever, it's not available to you, it's not available to you. That's all I really wanted to do, right? I wanted to show people that these resources are out there, There is an entire wealth of knowledge and information, a full library available with a couple words typed in, right? And some of this work is the greatest thing that humanity has produced, right? You can get Mary Shelley's Frankenstein on Project Gutenberg. I think it's number 2, actually. We're going on a tangent. Or this video is going to be so overly long. I think Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is number 2 accessed of all time on Project Gutenberg. Gutenberg. Here. Oh yeah, this is a great thing you can do. So there's top 100 of the last certain amount of days. Here, I'm gonna Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus, number 2. Number 2. You guys see that, right? It's amazing. I am one of those people that accessed it. It is free. It is legal. I also got Moby Dick, right? Christmas Carol. This is top in the 7 days. All time, I think, is different. I don't know where to access all time right now. But this is basically always up in the top. So is Moby Dick. So is Romeo and Juliet. I think Scarlet Letter is always in the top 15, top 20. Alice in Wonderland's up there. William Shakespeare, complete works. That's some of the greatest stuff we have ever produced as humans, right? Great Gatsby, Little Women, Pride and Prejudice. How many of these books do you hear about constantly, especially when you're in school being educated? Let's see. I'm just trying to see what else immediately sticks out. Tale of Two Cities, I hear is good. Huckleberry Finn. There's just a ton. Crime and Punishment. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Can't believe I missed that one scrolling. But yeah, no. Dracula, Bram Stoker. Shockingly, this hasn't been accessed more times. Shockingly. Especially with the new Nosferatu movie coming out. Right? That's coming out December, or I think Christmas Day, I think that comes out. Dracula not being accessed more is crazy to me. I have a copy on my e-reader, and then I have a paperback copy as well. You can't really see my e-reader against my body right now. It's crazy. This is a green sweater. This is a blue e-reader. I think I just need a better camera. Oh well, we fixed the mic, folks. We fixed the mic. That's an upgrade. Anyway, yeah, just access these books. They're free to you. Show your government, wherever they are, that you value this. You value this access to information. If it is there, you can utilize it. And if they try and take it away, show that that's not all right, Because if you do that, everyone wins. We all get to keep having this just readily available. And that's amazing. It really is. I love having just some of the most popular books of all time available. And you can see there's Frankenstein again, Wonderful Wizard of Oz, Beyond Good and Evil, Tom Sawyer, two Frankensteins back to back when we already have the one at the top. See, that's one of those little things where sometimes the numbers can get inflated with this, with how much is available. But even if this was even if half of this was duplicates, right? And that's being pretty extreme. We'd still have 35,000 free books. That's completely free. No cost to you beyond your internet bill. And you can read them just whenever you want. For free. Not like from a library. You just have them. They're yours to keep. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. This stuff's pretty cool. It's pretty important, you know. That's kind of going to be it, honestly. I don't know what else you want me to say. Yeah. Just messing with my camera now. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about this. It's hyper accessible. You just type it in, it's there. You can get movies too with Internet Archive. You can get TV shows. Once again, it is all available on your phone. It is. I use usually my laptop and e-reader, and then my phone for archive if I want to just stream a movie. You can stream. That is a thing. Probably shouldn't be putting this on the end of the video. It should probably be in the middle, but whatever. You can stream the movies from Internet Archive. You can just stream them like a streaming service for free. The show's on there for free, like YouTube. You just pop it on. And there's not ads interrupting the movies. There's no ads. You can watch some of the most popular or influential movies of all time, and there's no ads. I say again, the most popular stuff of all time that is in the public domain, without ads. It's incredible. It's great. That's why I'm making this video. Do it. Just do it. What's the harm? Pop into Google, grab what you want, download it, stream it, enjoy. Show its value. Show the government, hey, I kind of want to keep this. I don't want y'all interfering. I don't want y'all taking this. And you're good to go. Bye-bye.